Okay, hey guys. I've just made a I didn't realise that it was fucking 40 minutes long. I went into why Superman could be Batman. You go look at that video. I will leave the link in the description. It's why Superman would completely destroy Batman. I'm gonna go over the main points in this video, try to make it short, try to keep it down to like 10 minutes, and yeah, let's go through it. So, to go through in the last one. So a lot of Batman fans think that anyone that disagrees with them is just a fucking stupid Superman fanboy. That's not the case, alright? It takes common sense to know who would win in this fight. And I am going to I'm going to first off list a few reasons why Superman could completely destroy Batman. And I'm going to go over the arguments that Batfags normally give. And to start off, I am not biased. This is a biased video. I am not some idiot Superman fanboy. Superman is easily my favourite character, but I will admit that he has his faults and he can be beaten, but not by Batman. People, come on, fucking come on. And if I normally like to get into little comment wars, so if you're watching this and you're on Facebook and the name above the person who posted this video is Jacob Kane, then this is aimed at you. You're a cunt, okay? Okay? I'm Jacob, you're a cunt, okay? So let's go over the arguments. Superman's just a brute. He has no skill or brain at all. Okay, Superman is highly trained in most, if not all, human martial arts. He knows many Kryptonian martial arts, both mental and physical. Knows various different other alien martial arts, and can execute and process them at speeds that Batman can't even fucking fathom. Right, I think that's skill fucking done. Okay. Might want to go through it, listen to it a couple of times so you get it in your little fucking head. Intellect. You often hear that Batman always has a plan that could get around Superman because he's a lot smarter. So Superman can focus on individual cells. He has an X-ray vision that can damage things. He can damage things with his eyes without having to use actual heat vision. Meaning he could learn more about any species than we'll ever know, including humans. He needs an extremely high brain capacity to even comprehend the powers that he uses, to process them and use them at the speeds that he does. How much brain capacity do you think that would take to know what's needed to do in a split second? He constantly gets around characters like Lex, the smartest man on Earth, Brainiac, one of the smartest beings in the universe. He's naturally more intelligent by his race. Kryptonians conquered space travel before it was even an idea on Earth. He can read an entire library in minutes. I feed lines like this all the time to Batfags, but they still say he's fucking more intelligent. And I don't get it. And then they say that I'm biased. Like, what the fuck? Well, let's go through the next point. Batman has kryptonite. Again, another very commonly used argument. Okay, for a start, if he needs to weaken Superman, isn't that proof that he can't beat Superman? Isn't that proof enough? Also, if he needed Superman to feel weak to be able to beat him down, wouldn't it be fair for Superman to be able to do the same sort of thing? Find some sort of infection, like a needle or whatever it may be, something to make him feel really weak, to have the same effects that kryptonite has on Superman. Wouldn't that be fair if Batman gets to use kryptonite? But let's say that kryptonite isn't proof, and even with kryptonite it's still a fair fight. Let's say that he has a kryptonite ring that Superman gave him, by the way. If Superman knows he was going into this fight, he'd expect kryptonite. Superman fights Lex and Metallo. He has an enemy made of fucking kryptonite. He manages to get past them. He has his ways around kryptonite. Okay, he has radiation suits with a certain amount of solar power. It doesn't even affect him anyway. When he's at a certain power level, Kryptonite doesn't even do shit to him. And he can prepare his body in other ways to get immune to Kryptonite for short periods of time. Not to mention he could sense it, he can see it. Unless he had it in some sort of lead thing, but he'd see it coming anyway because he knows that Batman has Kryptonite. And if he really wanted to, Superman could fucking kill Batman before he even thinks of Kryptonite. And also, nobody seems to know about fucking X-Kryptonite either. That's probably because you little dickheads don't even fucking read the comics. By you little dickheads, I mean the Bat fans. Forget about X-Kryptonite. It was made by Supergirl to be Bizarro. They later found out that as well as being harmless to Kryptonians, it was completely harmful and toxic to almost every other life form, every other human life form at least. So Superman can pull that card too. The next argument is that Batman has the right gadgets. Now this really sort of falls under the intelligence and the Kryptonite thing as well. What time are we on? Okay. But let's go through it anyway. Now funny thing is, I don't see this as an argument, like I say. It's more like saying the Kryptonite and intelligence thing again. But I get fed this line after I've said all that stuff anyway. Even so, I mean, it wouldn't play much of a role anyway. He's clearly not as intelligent, but if it needs to be addressed, then I'll address it. Batman has a lot of gadgets, okay? He does. But don't you think Superman does? He comes from a highly intelligent race with tech Batman couldn't even comprehend. Even Superman needs weapons and gadgets to take down enemies like Doomsday and Darkseid. For every gadget fucking Batman has, Superman has like 3 more superior to it at the Fortress of Solitude, which by the way is far more complex than any Batcave. Fuck, he's got a gadget to open the Phantom Zone. What the fuck is Batman gonna do if Superman lets that one loose? He constantly uses his X-ray vision to tell Batman how to improve his gadgets. Batman wouldn't have as many gadgets as there does, and they wouldn't be as good as they are without Superman anyway. He's learnt a lot from Superman. Through Superman, I mean, he wouldn't need any kind of gadgets anyway. He's no Doomsday or Darkseid. Next one, I'm not going to go over that. I've got a little bit of a script going on here. Obviously you can look at the 40-minute video if you want more in-depth explanations of all this. The last thing I'm gonna list that they use as an argument is that Batman, these Batfags always say that he's beaten the Justice League. In a sense, I suppose so. But when there's a backup plan to beat everyone but Batman, it wouldn't be that difficult. Almost anyone in the league could beat the league. Not to mention the only time he did it was on accident. The Batfags think that because it was by accident that's somehow more of an accomplishment. I suppose because he wasn't exactly trying. How does that prove any point? He didn't fight any of them, he didn't mean to or want to. It doesn't mean anything. And Injustice is canon, by the way. The game follows the comic, and in the comic he practically enslaves the entire Earth. He didn't just beat everyone was scared of him. It took fucking 2 of everyone to even get to him because the amount of power he had over everyone. And the amount of fear they held. It took another Superman to stop him. So, I mean, come on people. I'm gonna quickly address Hush and Dark Knight Returns. What time are we on? Yeah, I'll very quickly address them. In Hush, there's that one scene where Superman gets that punch. Okay, we'll just go over it. So Superman's not in his right mind state, he's being controlled by Poison Ivy. That's the only hit Batman gets in the whole fight, by the way, and he's got kryptonite with him. So not only is Superman not in his right mind state, Batman's got kryptonite. He admits that he always goes to Metropolis prepared. So he had prep time, he had Catwoman with him. Superman was in his right mind state, he had kryptonite. He only got one hit in it, the rest of it. And in that same scene that everyone seems to post, Batman admits that Superman can beat him, or crush him into the cement, as the quote is. In the rest of the fight, he basically, he's still admitting in many different ways that Superman could just fucking tear him apart. And he basically just dodges most of the fight whilst Catwoman throws Lois out of a building, out of the Daily Planet, to just get Superman to his right mind state. Now for Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, Batman is a lot older, but they don't seem to play that off. He doesn't seem older, he doesn't seem a lot more fragile or whatever. Superman doesn't look like he's aged a fucking day. But even then, there's ash clouds in the sky, so Superman is weakened. He's not got as much solar power as he normally gets. He doesn't want to fight Batman, and Batman wouldn't want to fight fucking Superman anyway, as well. Frank Miller makes it look like Batman's a cocky dickhead who wanted to fight Superman and just wanted to prove himself. Batman would not be like that. They're like fucking brothers. They wouldn't want to do that. I mean, he's so out of character, he kills the Joker, I mean, come on. Anyway, so Superman hasn't got as much power, and he's taken supernovas to the face. I don't know how he thinks that an enhanced suit that can throw around cars and like a wrecking ball and a few missiles, I don't know how he expects that to fucking do anything. Again, he fights Lex, and I've gone over the whole kryptonite thing. He'd see it coming. He'd be prepared for it, because he knows in this story, he fucking knows that he's gonna fight Superman. It's not out of nowhere. He's in his right mind state. He knows it's gonna happen. He'd be fucking prepared for kryptonite. Like I said, it's non-canon. Frank Miller's so biased, it's unreal. But he would know. But anyway, he needs Green Arrow, so that's 2 heroes, that's not really 1, to use a kryptonite arrow to get him down. And then Batman feeds him some far out character line like, I want you to remember the one who beat you. It's non-canon, it's totally full of shit. Honestly, if you knew anything about Superman, you'd know that that comic was full of shit, as well as the animation. Come on guys, animations, movies, games, non-canon. I know I mentioned Injustice, but that was actually a comic. It was actually a canon comic. Yeah guys, I mean, come on, really? Put your head out your ass. If you want a bit more in depth, you can go to the 40-minute video. And I will see you guys soon. Take care guys. Bye.